we go. Hello, everybody. Hey, yo, how's it going, everybody?
What's good?
Hi, everyone. Ooh, I don't know why I'm throwing off with the intro like right off the bat, but I will go ahead and just say my name is Justin.
And I'm Philip.
And you're watching or listening to episode 460 DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. Another 10s in the books here.
Yep.
And we're starting early, actually. Oh boy. We got something going on later today, so we had to move things around. But man, dude. Phil, first of all, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a little hungover from last night, but that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay.
We'll make it through this because we're talking about a couple of things that happened this past week. Not just PlayStation, but a couple other stuff going on in the works that we'll definitely dive into. Phil, which we jump into first, actually?
Do you have any quick pickups this week?
Actually, no. I actually kind of like held off on any other games since last week.
I only have one, so.
Oh?
I do. It is a new limited run delivery, and it is Grim Fandango Remastered for the Xbox One, baby.
Okay.
This is like point and click like adventure masterpiece. So it's by Tim Schafer at Double Fine and LucasArts. So
gotcha.
Technically, it's Disney.
Disney.
Well, I had Lucas.
Oh, it's true.
So, but it's a really good game. Very, very good one.
Gotcha.
Highly recommend.
And let's see. I guess I think the only thing I could really bring up as far as just like how do we what's the phrase for it? Like when we, because you brought it up and I've heard it a couple times before, but I keep forgetting what it is. But essentially, just it's housekeeping. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I got some pretty good news in regards to Tanuki. Actually, first and foremost, I finally got that video up there. Tears of the Kingdom has delayed a lot of my production stuff quite a bit, but I got the video out for the ROG Ally as far as like the follow-up, the reviews that happened I think 2 weeks ago, but I'm looking forward to that one, and when it does arrive in mail, then I'll definitely just kind of like work around that and just film it and tell you all what I think about that. Also, what happened this past week was that the Tanuki YouTube channel actually reached like over 100 subscribers. So we are definitely making our way downtown, walking Zart. Yeah, that's pretty much all.
I'm homebound.
But yeah, we're super happy about that one. So we'll be getting together later today to not just celebrate that, but also just kind of talk about things going forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I guess one of the things that we're kind of working on, all individually, but also like together at the same time, is the whole Kingdom Hearts podcast thing. I'm gonna be real honest, I don't really know exactly what our schedule is as far as the next recording period, but I am very, very close to beating Kingdom Hearts 1. Amidst everything that's happening this whole month, that just being Tears of the Kingdom, I'm surprised like how fast I'm actually like getting through it with each play session I have, despite how far apart each play session is. But
I'll BRB.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I was doing pretty well for myself in regards to just like the progression over there. Turns out, some real quick initial like feedback as far as Kingdom Hearts 1. I think it's solid, a little jank, but it's for that era, and not just the PlayStation 4 remake. We're just talking about like Kingdom Hearts just as a general release back in like 2001 or 2. I might have to fact check on that one, but it kind of hold like story wise, it doesn't hold up, but. Combat wise, it's not bad. And honestly, once you understand like you have like freedom to do whatever you want in that game as far as like hacking and slashing, using magic here and there. I typically just go straight up offense because that magic meter doesn't seem to like last too long per se, but it's enough for me to kind of continuously feed myself arrow, which is the defensive spell, and then Cure/Cura, which is your healing spell for whenever you do get hit quite a lot. But I'm dealing with what is said to be one of the hardest bosses in the game, which is the second to last fight, where it's Ansem. Spoilers alert, it's Ansem, and he has this dashing dark aura attack, and I just haven't figured out how to like evade that effectively. And I know what the last final boss is pretty much just like him on a floating isle. It's the Egg Fleet, the boss. So I'm kind of like stuck there, and I need to just proceed forward. But in the between that, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and it's been a lot of fun. But it's definitely eating up my time. I finally got my house. I should probably talk about that when Phil comes around, because he did make his house first, and I did that on stream, and then I proceeded to spend the next like hour or so after the stream just refining it to like some certain degree. Now it looks kind of weird, but it works. I'm glad that Link has his own house that he can further like elaborate on than just simply the one that Zelda occupied. Still up in the air whether or not they live together at some point. I think they do. There's some signs there, but you know, aside from like the hard like verbal confirmation about that, we can only decide for ourselves. But I don't know. I think more and more people are discovering what happens to Zelda, and they're saddened by it. And I always feel the effects too whenever I look up in the game. And currently I am well, actually maybe I should wait until Phil comes back. Phil's not feeling the greatest today. He said he was a little bit hungover, and you know, it's one of those things where like we were talking about it. He's doing okay, but you know, he needs to take a couple breaks here and there. Oh, he does feel well though. We have something big happening later today, and essentially it's just a barbecue. But it's nice to just have like the gang like all come together, especially if we're gonna do some gaming later on. I think we're gonna do a little bit of the Switch Online stuff. I won't jump into that because he definitely wants to talk about that, but some classics have shown up on in the NSO, and one of them is part of my childhood, actually. Although now I think about it, it's like that's one of the first Game Boy Advance games we ever got. It's also one of the only Game Boy Advance games we ever got. The other one was Sonic Advance. So I think our catalog was well rounded, but we really didn't get a lot of Game Boy Advances back in the day. That's super sick though, regardless. I just kind of wish that when I wish I had like a little bit more like money coming in, like something I could like make on my own, so I can actually like collect those things like legitimately. Like it's one of those things where if I could just go back in time, if I had the mentality that I had, which was, and also I get some money as well, then I would buy all the Game Boy Advance games, like make sure to have those like boxes really like preserved. And yeah, well, actually, I was kind of looking into it. Well, I'm not sure if I'll ever go back into picking up like Game Boy Advance games specifically. I guess my issue with that is just the save battery issue is still like a prevalent thing. So even if I collect them, my progress doesn't get saved on those unless you get one of those like backup things, which I guess is the next best thing, honestly. Maybe I should just kind of like do that. There's no right or wrong way to kind of go about these. But I wonder, is that something that's like, I don't even know what that is. I think it's, what I could probably do is just like kind of look it up real quick. Like a GBA save dump or something like that. It might be something. It's like a little piece of thing you can like get from Amazon back in, I wouldn't say back in the day, but it's something that typically gets sold out pretty quickly. But yeah, no, that would be very nice. It's something that also like allows you to like play like Game Boy Advance like on your PC, using an actual like physical game. because essentially you just drop the game in there and it saves like any save data you have on it, so you can always have that. And then you can also just play it through that, or just take a cartridge out and play on your original like hardware. It's a cool little piece of tech. I think we should like invest in one of those. That'd be really nice. That'd be nice as a video. That'd be nice. I'm also just kind of bringing that up because I still have like little cartridges here, as well as this guy right here for Phil. And I gotta make sure I have this packed in before we go visit him. So yeah. Ooh, this is gonna be real rough. I don't really want to start a lot of these things without Phil. So, but I think we might need to like cover up just like real briefly. Let me tell you right now, out of the 3 things that we're talking about as far as like showcases that happened, PlayStation Showcase, there was another one from THQ. There was also the Marvelous one. I've only watched PlayStation, and I thought that was actually pretty good. Mainly because amongst all the bad stuff, or at least I shouldn't say the bad stuff, amongst all the things that were questionable and things that I wasn't really interested, there were just a handful of other ones that I was interested in, and therefore it was good for me. In fact, I'll go ahead and pull them up. I think the biggest highlight for them is definitely Spider-Man 2. Like, it was one of those things where I looked at Spider-Man and I looked at Breath of the Wild, and then retroactively I looked into Tears of the Kingdom. And I just realized I should probably like lower my my audio just a little bit, just to even out with Phil's later. But what I found, or at least what I was thinking about, was how Tears of the Kingdom literally takes everything from Breath of the Wild and like applies something different to it, improves on it in some like sort of fashion without like being 1-to-1 with each other, as far as like, oh, this is like Magnesis like 2.0. It's Ultra Hand. It has Magnesis like properties, and you can like really, you can think of it like that, but it also has like more added to it to make it even better than Magnesis. So it's even more than that. And I don't think you can really say the same thing about Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, but they definitely improved on some like new moves for like both Spider-Men, for sure. Spider-Men. And some more traversal mechanics that's applied to both of them. I think that's really cool. Actually, yeah, I don't even give enough credit for that, because web swing is really cool. It's great, but the wingsuit stuff is like, that's that's awesome, dude. It doesn't make, I don't think it makes too much sense, because being able to like fly horizontally like that without like really falling down, but the fact is that you get a lot of speed. You can move like fast in that game. And also it just more stuff you can apply here and there as far as like new tech. Like when you're doing stealth stuff, you can actually like, with Miles, you're able to like project your own like web to a wall, so you can like walk across that instead of having to like find the nearest approachable one to take out enemies. And you can also take out 2 enemies at once, which now is, thank you. But yeah, that's real briefly just what I saw of Spider-Man 2. That's great. Also, some set pieces are like fantastic as well. I like the Assassin's Creed Return to Form low gameplay like montage. Dragon's Dogma was crazy. I do need to play the first one. This looks like that's right up my alley. Snake Eaters, oh my god. And I think Alan Wake 2 could be very promising for sure, but they definitely didn't touch too much on some of the gameplay aspects. It just kind of was a couple more supplement like the story, which makes sense because it is like more of a story based type of game. It does seem a lot different than Alan Wake 1 for sure. And I only have Alan Wake 1 as like a point of reference. The other one's like the I forget, it's on Game Pass, I believe. But I never really played that one. I just more ever played Alan Wake 1, the remaster, and they definitely had like I guess I could say like as someone who doesn't really like horror games like that, I could definitely sit down and play through that. But I think Alan Wake 2 is definitely more like horror based. And they're not going for like this like Alan Wake 1 aesthetic to it. It feels a little bit more like dreadful, a little bit more dark. And I think that works out better for them. I think Phil will also bring this up, but it is a digital only game at this time. So interesting. I think, jumping back into that topic about like physical and digital, obviously like we're big on like the physicals here, right? Like we can go for like, I mean, obviously like something like Proteus, for example, is available on different platforms, right? And performs well there too, but there's no real physical per se unless you really look at like publishers that would be willing to do that. But and also the fact is that most digital games shouldn't have a problem just being distributed and being readily able to play for who knows how long. But there's definitely been some news that showed up as far as I think Steam, TMNT, yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, somewhere on like Steam. There was some news about that, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it up actually. But it was one that was I think possibly on sale, and like I guess the sales were being like revoked, I believe. Mm. Oh my god, I wish I knew. Uh, Ninja Turtles. Uh, was it Mutant Mayhem? Or no, actually no, that's the movie. Um, Steam game. Let's. Oh, it was delisted. That's what happened. But that was about like a week ago or something like that. Yeah, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I'll follow it a little bit more. So, my God, dude, and I gotta say, since we're talking about that kind of stuff, oh, Phil, 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 over here. We're talking about turtles, dude. Hold on, we're talking about delisted Ninja Turtles games. Hold on, but I'm trying to find the exact like bit of news about that because I heard about that. Oh, reappears on Steam. Oh, okay. So was this what was going on?
Okay. Oh, I was turning on my fan.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I realized it wasn't on, so I was just like, oh man, I
Oh,
should probably have that.
oh, but Phil, can you enlighten me on a little bit of news regarding this game? It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I didn't really follow the news about that, but like about a week ago, yeah, I'm just kind of pulling this news from Yahoo actually, saying after the delisted in 2017, that game briefly just appeared back on the Steam like store page. But what happened? What happens to it now? Was it something where like it disappeared now?
Out of the Shadows?
Yes.
Oh, it's that game.
So what's going on with that? Because I pretty much was leading onto it with the whole talk about physical preservation and the whole Alan Wake thing.
Oh, okay. I don't even, I can't even find anything about it.
Yeah, like I could have sworn I heard it like within the past week about there was a game that was delisted.
It just went up and it was gone
I think so.
again.
Again?
Because I do know that TMNT has sometimes like licensing issues because it's
Yeah.
owned by Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But that's what happened with the one made by Platinum.
Oh yeah. The what was that one? Something about Manhattan?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay. I guess the same thing with Korra as well.
Oh Jesus, yeah. But what did I miss so far?
I tried to like just briefly like go over like PlayStation real quick, just as far as like highlights on my end.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 was great. I did like I like that kind of the revisiting the back to basics Assassin's Creed Mirage.
You
Uh,
know what? Same. It looks really good.
mhm. I was looking at that. I was like, you know, this looks just like Assassin's Creed from back in the day, and that's totally what I wanted. So,
Yeah, it looks like it's going back to basics on everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in it. I'm for it. It's about damn time
mm,
because I think Odyssey's good. Odyssey's really good. It's a top tier one.
mhm.
But then Valhalla just feels like it's too much at that point.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I bring up? Oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 was super cool. I haven't jumped into the first one, but I do own it, so I should just at some point go in there.
Let's fucking go, baby. Dragon's Dogma 2. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that is what I'm talking about. Listen, dude, Dragon's Dogma is a hidden gem. Like, it's like Monster Hunter, but solo. And so it really appeals to me.
Me too.
But other than that, because it's kind of got like that kind of movement where it's like slow attacks, like a Soul / like Monster Hunter style game.
I see.
But the gist is that it's a third person action, like third person RPG. So imagine if like like in a normal turn-based battle, when you say, hey, cast fire, they just do it and it's an animation. You actually have full control of like casting fire. You gotta like be careful with how you aim it and whatnot.
Ah.
That kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I definitely jumped to the first one. The other one was Snake Eater. I had a fair number of occasions where I could have played through Snake Eater as well as the other classics, but I think due to licensing, I don't think I have that access anymore.
What a thrill. With darkness and silence in the night. Dude. Oh my god. Okay, look. Snake Eater is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game.
Ooh.
So I was through the roof when I saw it. I'm not super excited yet because they didn't show me gameplay. I won't lie to you.
That's fair.
But I mean, fuck, dude, like it's Metal Gear.
Can I ask, at what point did you like realize it was Snake Eater or just Metal Gear, anything?
When the bird touches the log in the middle with the river, right there. That's iconic because it's actually right at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, okay. See, I had no point of reference, and
it's where the game first introduces you to, hey, there's crocodiles in the water, dog.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Can't be doing that, and then you go in there and you get snapped up.
I think because of my experience, but also because, you know, like a lot of this information was being fed in. Obviously, the loudest people will like definitely post about that, and you'll just know it if you follow them. So I didn't really get that surprise there, but I think I wouldn't have been able to pick it up until you see that man like subtly move close, and you're like, oh, yeah. I also just like that. Huh? Yeah. That was great because it really was just like I would have just not known what would happen, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute.
I am really excited. I am really, really excited to see what that game is going to look like on PS5. There is one more Metal Gear announcement though.
Oh wait,
which was wild. That one to me is
there's
wild.
more. Yeah,
there is one more announcement. It was the Metal Gear Solid. This is the full title. Is the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1.
Oh.
Big right there. Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. What are you doing to me? Because, and they lied to you on the showcase. So on the showcase, all they said was Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Konami has posted up a blog about it. Not really detailing too much, like when it's coming out or whatnot. But in there, they specified Metal Gear Solid 1 is the original PS1 game being emulated. That's fine.
All right. Yeah, sir.
Alongside the Metal Gear Solid VR missions from PlayStation 1.
Huh?
That's a separate, it's like it's technically a spin-off, but it's like It's the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 1, but you're doing like specific missions.
Okay.
It's a separate game. That's also going to be included.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are the HD versions that were released on Xbox 360 and PS3. Therefore, they are the substance versions, which means, ready for this? Metal Gear Solid 2 has the really cool first-person shooting now, like the first-person aiming from Twin Snakes.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 is the big one, because 3 substance also includes the original MSX versions of Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Huh.
So that collection's lying to you. It's got 6 games, not 3.
That's... Whoa.
It's got the original Hideo Kojima made MSX versions of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 as well.
Okay.
Which are like the games that lead into Metal Gear Solid.
Got you.
So I was like, yo, that's fucking nuts. Like, and then it's called Volume 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What else are you hiding from me, Konami? Just get, dude, if I see 4, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh, yeah, right, because 4 is still locked behind PlayStation 3.
It's the only game that has never been ported to anything.
That's nice.
That'd be so crazy. If the next volume is Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and oh god, I had it in my head already. What was it? It's not going to be 5 because 5 is already on modern platforms.
True, so they wouldn't really do that.
They wouldn't touch 5, but it may be like something like Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, or maybe Acid. Maybe.
Well, regardless,
so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's intriguing. That one's kind of.
I guess, yeah. I think if everything is just being like in that volume 1, then I'm already sold, right?
Yeah. But then the craziest part is that Konami is saying, quote unquote, that they are designing the Master Collection so that the games are more readily accessible on modern platforms. And here's the problem. It's only confirmed for PS5, but they're saying modern platforms.
Did you see what Xbox tweeted?
Oh yeah, the shade where like half of those games are coming to Xbox as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even a full 24 hours. They just kind of just like dropped it.
Oh yeah, I saw it. That was funny.
I could have sworn that Metal Gear was one of those. Yeah, it was.
It is.
Or no.
Metal Gear Solid is coming. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid Delta, that's what it's called.
Delta Snake Eater.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is going to Xbox Series X and PS5.
I want to say the collection would also be there too, but of course we don't really know.
The collection is only on PS5 right now. Here's the thing. They're saying modern platforms loosely. Like, they're not, like, specifying. If they say Switch... if they say Switch, dude, for the original Metal Gear games, I'm in. Because, like, look, listen, remake, all right, I'm getting out on PS5. That's not even a question. But the originals, if it's just going to play the same on my Switch... I mean, yo, and that'll be the first time Metal Gear Solid gets represented on Nintendo, like, since Twin Snakes, honestly. And that would make it would finally give Snake, good old boy Snakey here, an actual proper representation on Switch for Smash Ultimate. He's the only character that doesn't have a game.
True. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
That's good though. Like, I was thinking about, like, yeah, no, that makes sense that you would be able to play it on Switch. Yeah,
the original games.
The original, if anything.
I don't. Yeah, the remake. Don't even. That's not even happening on. Don't even think about that.
That's true.
A next gen game.
But I was thinking about, like, this is still like thinking about Volume 2 even with the whole thing of like Metal Gear Solid 4 as well. It's like, no, that should run just fine.
It is questionable if Metal Gear Solid 4 will run on Switch, only because of how, like, I can't wait. If it gets on Switch, right? I can't wait to just have my headphones on and just plop up my Switch to watch the 1.5 hour cutscene.
I mean,
the really famous one. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
can you describe it?
It's the chapter 3 when you find out that everyone has fox dye and everybody's
Okay.
injected with it, and so Liquid is just in the middle. He's just in the like in the middle on top of a Metal Gear, and he's just looking at you, and everybody's got guns pointed at him. Everybody's ready to shoot at him, and he's got a whole army next to him, and he pulls nothing out of his hands. He just goes with his fingers, and he goes, bang, 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 and everyone's like, what the fuck? What's he doing? And then every time you see like soldiers start having like dying and heart attacks.
Oh my god.
And he's just bang, bang, bang. And I was like, holy shit, everyone's dying left and right. Yeah, it's a good game. Also, the brotherly kiss at the very end is really funny.
I don't know if I've seen that much of that.
Oh, it's a secret. It's because the last boss fight is you versus Liquid in a fist fight.
Yeah.
And then if it's like, I think it's like if you let a certain sequence go for a little too long, he'll like, if you let him hold you and like choke you for a little bit, he'll literally turn around and go, Snake.
What the?
And then that's it. He'll literally just kiss you, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Huh? Back to fighting.
Yeah, like it's funny. It's funny. I love that scene. I love 4 a lot. 3 is my favorite, but 4 is really good too.
Okay. Yeah, so I haven't really been exposed to I should really say I just haven't really played any of them. So, and the only one I really played of is like 5, but I never really quite finished that one. But
yeah, 5 is sad because it's an incomplete game, so it makes me sad. It makes me sad thinking about it because I love 5. 5 was extraordinarily good, and I played it, I beat it, but towards the end of the game, you can see that it's not finished. It was definitely like pushed out because Kojima had to leave. Like there's a whole second sequence of events that don't have real missions. You're just playing side missions until things open. And then you're like, oh, this really does feel unfinished. That's not cool. And then it leaves a lot of plot points open and stuff like that. Yeah, but it is a damn good game. Was that all your highlights so far? Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think so. Unless there's something else that I was missing. In that case, you can fill in the details there.
Yeah, I wanted to go over the games real briefly because for me, I don't know. There's a lot of people that are like, oh well, it was a mediocre show, and it was like whatever. And I'm not gonna disagree. I also think it wasn't the strongest showcase ever. I was actually kind of let down with some things, but for me, what I like to play, what I think is cool, it's a 7 out of 10. Spider-Man definitely carried this showcase hard. Because Spider-Man was a 10 out of 10. But I'm gonna just go through the games real quick. Real quick. Because I got some things to say.
Okay.
First one, Fair Games. It's that bank robbery game, right? Yeah.
Forgettable.
Okay. Here's the thing about Fair Games. It is a new IP from a new studio from Sony, like PlayStation Studios.
Oh.
This is a brand new game from them. Like this is their first game ever. Like this isn't like, so I can't judge it completely. So take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. It looks super generic. It's giving me some Redfall vibes. And I don't know if I like that. But it also, somebody said it looks like a Ubisoft game. And here's the fun part. The team are made up of ex-Ubisoft staff. So, probably, dog. It probably is. But it's a live service game where the The description of the game is it's a live service game where you play as a team of bank robbers to try and take the money from a heist, but other players can jump in kind of like Fortnite style, and then they can eliminate you and try to get the money first.
Oh, here's a Markson's chat. Chat from the shower? Get out of here!
Hey, man, my boy's got to do what he's got to do. I feel it.
Did Phil discuss the absolute train wreck that's Gollum? Not yet. We'll get there.
Oh, lordy, do we have some things to say about that? Helldivers 2. Oh, let's fucking go, dude. You have no idea how good. Have you played Helldivers 1 before, Justin?
No, I have not.
All right, well, we're about to change that. We got to play 2.
Okay. Okay.
Dude, that I was not expecting that. I literally was like, what the fuck? This is Helldivers. I was like, yo, it's a first-party Sony game. Okay. Originally on PS3 and Vita, and then eventually PS4, and it was crossplay between all 3 of the platforms.
Huh?
And it was this really cool game where we're like a squad and we're like defending and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the defending type of thing. Okay, gotcha.
It's really good. And this one now looks like it's going to be behind the shoulder camera style, because it used to be like an isometric style.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing that.
So that's a good one. I was like, yo, you got me. Helldivers 2 is sick as hell, dude. I feel like that game went under the radar for a lot of people, and I'm gonna be the person that vouches for it.
Okay.
It's a damn good game.
All right.
I have a lot of faith in that game. It's really good. I don't have it in order, so I'm just gonna see what I have right here in front of me. But let's Concord.
I barely remember that. I barely remember that.
Don't know what it is. It was it's towards the very end. It was like a ship. It was flying really fast, and there was a gun.
I'm still drawing blanks.
It's because they didn't show anything.
Got it.
It was like 10 seconds of ship going fast.
Hold on.
Title. And that's actually a running theme.
Yeah.
In this showcase, a lot of CGI nonsense that didn't really show you what the game was.
Real quick, go ahead and check out chat for a little bit. But yeah, Mark just got our attention. I was like, oh wait, sound alerts? Oh, we can't have that for podcasts. Sorry.
Oh damn. But yeah, so again, I had to look it up because a lot of the CGI trailer stuff you have to go and like the blogs and figure it out what they are. This is supposedly another Sony first party studio, Fire Sprite. They're new as well. This is their first game as well. It is another live service game. It's their, but this one seems to be more traditional, where it's like an actual like firefight game, like PvP, normal like death matches and stuff like that. So that one could be interesting. I'm cool with trying to play it, but dude, Sony, let me tell you something right now before we keep going with this. Stop. Every game doesn't need to be a live service game. It doesn't need to be. It's okay. And I have another big complaint later at one I want to keep for the very end.
Yeah.
That one kind of hurts me in my feelings.
Just to kind of jump back to Mark's bit here, I think it might be a little bit self-explanatory with Helldivers, in the sense that like it does seem kind of ODST like on a surface level, but just seeing what I just saw as far as screenshots of the original game, it's definitely not like that. It's definitely not like that. It might be shifting towards that as far as like now the perspective is over the shoulder, but still not like that FPS type of thing. And it looks like it is more like a, correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like a tower defense type of thing. Or if anything, just...
It seems like the new one's adding a lot of crafting and a lot of like building and stuff like that, which is interesting. It's been a long time since I played Helldivers 1. I played it back in the day on my Vita. So I was the Vita user. So it's really good though, dude. I kind of want to find a copy of the PS4 version of the first game, and I kind of want to try it out again. It's been a while. It's been a while since I found.
It's been.
But yeah. Concord's supposed to be another live service game.
Firefight is similar though. I will say that.
Yeah. Alan Wake 2, baby.
Alan Woke.
Alan Woke. People were saying that because you get to play as the girl FBI. But I was just like, stop. Anyways.
Whoa.
I was saying stop. Like, stop. It's good. That's a good thing you get to play as her. Stop calling it Alan Woke. From my understanding, that this is going to be Remedy's like legitimately first survival horror game. So I'm like, ooh, because Alan, have you played Alan Wake 1? Yes,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the remaster.
It's
right.
A horror game, but it's not really a horror game. It's more supernatural, like like thriller.
Yeah,
this is like a horror game. Like they're going balls to the wall with this one, and it looks visually stunning. The characters look really cool. Did you notice that the FBI captain that's next to her, is the dude who owns Remedy?
I didn't.
The reason why it's so iconic for his face is because in Max Payne, when they developed the original Max Paynes, they used his face for Max Payne. So it just looks like Max Payne walking around with the FBI like agent.
Okay.
And it just looks super fucking funny. And I was like, good lord. That's a damn good game, dude. Alan Wake is something I've been looking forward to. Remedy literally never misses. Like, I don't think Remedy has a bad track record at all. I think Quantum Break is 50-50 for people, but I thought it was good. So, but yeah, Remedy is a good studio. But yeah, I guess you already kind of brought it up earlier, but the elephant in the room is that the game is digital only.
Oh, yeah.
That irks me to know tomorrow. According to them, it's because, well, there's a lot of people going digital only now, and it keeps the cost of the game down. So they're only selling it for $60.
Oh, okay.
It's a $60 release on PS5 Series X, and it's a $50 release on Epic Game Store.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're trying to keep the cost down for buying the game. But here's the thing, dog. I would have paid $70 for a physical copy of that game. That's a game that looks like it deserves my $70. That's the thing. I'm not mad when the game charges me $70, as long as the game looks like it's worth the $70.
I think personally, like, kind of like jumping into that little bit of discussion about it, like, Mark, I know that you have no issues with digital only at this time, and honestly, like, I think even for me, as someone who isn't like too hardcore with like the games that I have, up until meeting Phil, I think for the most part, most of the games you won't have an issue with like jumping back into, and being able to replay those, but there's definitely some exceptions that definitely push forward the narrative, or at least the necessity of physical preservation, which is why I was talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
I was gonna say, I think what scares people a little more, especially because it's Alan Wake, is that we've already had Alan Wake games be delisted that were digital only. New Nightmare is gone.
Mark, shut the hell up.
What did he say?
He was just I was like, it says the man who has expanded his backlog of over 100 physical games. Listen, I can do that.
Mark, there is nothing wrong with that. Fuck you. Anyway,
I wouldn't say that, but I'm just saying. I can do that.
I'm
now.
right here, Mark. I'm right here. Come into the chat. Tell me something, Mark. Mark, I love you, by the way.
We love you, Mark. But fuck you.
He said, I have games I need to finish, but it's below 10.
It is below 10.
I'm glad we're below numbers. Just the other day, I'm below, probably in the triple digits. Let's go.
I'm probably still I'm under triple digits, so we're good.
Oh, okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I really hope they correct that and really like give us a proper physical copy, especially because I love that. I love Remedy games. I have like almost all of them. What was the next on this list? Hold up, let me see. We already talked about Assassin's Creed.
Assassino.
That game, Assassino.
Makuse.
That game.
Shoot. Shoot the flying demon.
Oh my god. That game looks really good. Mirage looks really good. You want to know what's crazy about Mirage, dude?
Hmm.
Ubisoft is charging $50.
Just $50.
$50. That's with the physical copy.
That's crazy. What?
That's wild. Is there something that we should know about this game?
Yeah.
So
Do we know anything?
Budget?
Do we know anything? Do they have a stance on that or?
Yeah, I don't know. Should I be worried? I mean, hey, look. I mean, $50. It's technically a budget game. It's $20 under price.
Yeah, these days, yeah.
So like,
It does.
I'm cool with that.
Going with what Mark said, it does look a lot like a traditional Assassin's Creed. If anything, just like the fit looks very like, I wouldn't say torn down, but
Altair.
yeah,
It looks very much like Altair.
Yeah.
It's not Altair.
right.
The next game was Dragon's Dogma 2. We already talked about that. Can't wait. Looks good. That one's also coming to Xbox.
That's nice.
Yeah, I should go back real quick and tell you which ones are coming to Xbox. So it'd be Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Dragon's Dogma 2 so far. And then the next game that isn't coming to Xbox, I'm sorry, Mark, for this one. Final Fantasy 16 looks so damn good, dude. It looks so damn good.
It does.
They didn't need to be there though, and that's my only irk was like, y'all didn't need to put a Final Fantasy 16 trailer. That game comes out in a month.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess as far as like the official like distribution of like just the media of it, like through PlayStation and not just through other content creators, maybe that could be one of those things. Unless I'm wrong and there was another like showcase for Final Fantasy, but just like distributed like separate from PlayStation.
Maybe, but I think it looks great. I need it.
It does look really good.
It looks really good. I'm very happy with what it looks like. And then we got another Square Enix title. I don't know if you want to talk about this.
What do we talk about? Are we talking about Five Nights? Or are we talking about Square Enix's other thing?
That's the Square Enix's other thing. It's Foam Stars.
Did we have a follow-up story on that one just real quick? As far as like
what?
For Foam Stars, I could have sworn that there was something else in the news about that one. But
it's a PS4 and PS5 game.
Yes.
It is a live service.
Soaptoon, yes, Mark. It's Soaptoon.
Soaptoon. It literally looks like Splatoon, dude. When they started playing the gameplay, I was like, this is just Splatoon. But you put super anime in there. Well, I mean, I guess PlayStation gets their own kind of Splatoon game, so at least there's that.
Have you been watching enough like gameplay trailers slash like just announcement trailers so that you just get a vibe from something like early on and you're like, I don't know if I
That's exactly what I felt like with Fair Games. I was like, this is giving me Redfall vibes and I don't like it.
That's all I got with Foam Stars. It really it opens up, it shows Square Enix, it immediately gets my attention. And it just shows like one guy grabbing Gatling, another one grabbing something else entirely. And I was like, this is not
I think what hurts me the most is that opening scene looks like it's straight out of the fucking World Ends With You. And then I was like, don't tease me. And then I saw the gameplay and I was like, oh my god, this is just Splatoon. This is literally just Splatoon. It even got vocals in the music and everything. This is just Splatoon.
Oh, but I'm currently looking for like any updates on that because I could have sworn something could have just got misspread about Foam Stars just canceling it out.
No, it didn't just get canceled, but it is gonna. They haven't said anything, but I think it's gonna be a free-to-play title.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what? If they can do a free-to-play Splatoon and they do it properly and manage it properly, it could be good. I mean, if you're gonna rip off Splatoon, at least you're ripping off a good game. Like at least you're ripping off something with really fun mechanics.
All right, fair.
So. All right. Not the worst thing in the world, but still, I was just like, okay. A game that I am very much looking forward to. It's been in the works for like 4 years now. I think it's 4 years, and they haven't really shown much of it. And thank God we finally got a window release date, and that is for the action RPG on. It is coming to PS4 and PS5. because they promised it on PS4 years ago. But it is, let me get the name right. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Finally, dude. Finally. That game has been in development hell for like 4 years now.
You're right.
It has been a long time coming, and I'm really happy to see it come. That one isn't like a PlayStation exclusive, though.
Damn.
Yeah.
God. I forgot about the exclusivity there.
Yeah. Immortals of Avium looks pretty damn good.
That looks like the boomer shooter plus magic that I've been low-key waiting for.
Yeah, it looks like the next step for like a game like Heretic or Hexen. Those are like boomer shooters with magic. So like I'm into this one. Yo, EA, good on you. Good on you, EA. Like I was just talking on our chat, like with Mark and stuff. You know, EA's been putting out bangers. Like, how? Like they're literally, all of the games they put out are like certified hood classics. Like for personally, I really like Need for Speed Unbound. That one's a good one. Dead Space remake. This now Immortals of Avium. There's one more. Oh, Star Wars Jedi Fall Survivor. Like, damn. Okay, EA, chill. You don't put too much good graces in us just yet.
And then swoop it under the, like, pull the rug under us and throw in something completely unwanted. But
yeah, well,
you know,
I mean, I got to see what the new Mass Effect and the new Dragon Age look like. So we'll keep an open eye on that one.
Yeah.
Tower of Fantasy.
So Tower of Fantasy's been out for like a little bit already. I guess this is because just like a console announcement for it. So
really, what is it?
You could really think of it as Genshin Impact, and that's pretty much like spot on. So it's it's similar, I guess. Kind of putting 1-to-1, it's kind of like how Tower Fantasy and Genshin Impact were like mobile and PC only, and then they got the PlayStation like platform release.
It looks whatever.
Yeah, like honestly, it's another free to play like type of gacha game. So I mean, yeah.
And then just before I go into the indies, because that's actually where I want to talk about some things too.
Okay.
Let's just quickly run through the VR2 announcements.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Beat Saber almost got everybody a copyright strike. That was fun.
Yeah. I saw Queens immediately and like muted.
That was fun.
Get that out of here.
Just start blasting Queen. Thank you.
Don't stop.
Stop. Don't stop. I love Queen, by the way. I'm not even like
right. But of course, you gotta be careful.
Good Lord. Resident Evil 4 VR mode looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little scared trying it one day, but it looks kind of cool. Arizona Sunshine 2.
That's all right. I like.
I don't even know what Arizona Sunshine 1 was.
I think it looks.
I couldn't tell you.
Presentation wise, I did like the trailer.
Gameplay details for Crossfire Sierra Squad.
I forgot about Crossfire.
Let me ask you something. Wasn't Crossfire that game that came out on Xbox for like less than a year, and then it got delisted and the server shut off?
Yeah.
All right.
Something like that.
I just want to make sure. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2.
For those in mind of it, yeah, that's there.
Know, I was just saying that I kind of wanted to play the series myself for the first time, just to see what all the hype's about, see what all the cool kids are doing. And wow, I say that and they announce a new game, so I guess I'm behind. So
more game series. Let's go.
Yeah, and then the only VR2 game where I was like, okay, I kind of want a VR2 for this one game. And it is the action shooter Synapse.
Yeah, what was that one about, actually?
It looks like it's a roguelike, so it's like every time you go into the door, the level layout's different.
Okay.
And you're essentially trying to escape and trying to get out. But the villain is played by David Hayter. And he's channeling his Solid Snake voice. And so like you can hear his grunts. And I'm like, dude, that's so cool. Like, it sounds like Solid Snake is yelling at you the whole time. So very much looking forward to that one. That one looks kind of cool. And then the indies, which had some very interesting ones and some very all right kind of ones. Ghost Runner 2. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I need. That's what I live for. Ghost Runner 1 is fantastic. A little wonky, but fantastic. This one, if it cleans up, we got a certified hood classic right there. You would probably like that game, Justin. It's very boomer shooter-ish. It's like, it's not a boomer shooter in the traditional sense. It's very much like you don't actually use a gun. You have a sword, and then you have, with that sword, you can deflect bullets, and then like everything's one-hit kills, including you. So if you get hit with one bullet, you're done. So you got to learn how to dodge the bullets.
Yeah, then, it's kind of like a what would we call it? It's honestly like
super hot.
No, it's I've seen gameplay of Ghost Runner 1 mainly because it's been talked about as far as like switch ports and everything like that. And
the switch port's good too. Well, it's good now.
Right. There was an update for it. I remember that. But essentially, it's a lot of like running parkour as you like traverse through like levels and also like take down enemies that are shooting at you actively, and just kind of like navigate through that. But it's also a bit of like platform puzzle, I guess. And sometimes that's what I understand.
Yeah.
So
it's good. I'm really looking forward to it. The best indie game there. I'm not gonna cap. Like, that's, I have been waiting for it since they announced it last year, and I'm very much looking forward to it. The Plucky Squire.
Oh yeah, it's a very nice one.
That game looks so good, dude. It encapsulates both of the things I like: top-down Zelda and 3D platformers. That's all you had to tell me. And it has like that really cool art style, and it just looks super good. It is confirmed that one's coming to Switch, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5 as well. I don't know how that game will run on Switch, but I hope it does good.
I would say it'll probably still look very nice, and just have a cap frame rate, and that's it.
Oh, Ghost Runner 2 is also on Series X. I should mention that.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I should mention that. But I'm looking forward to the Plucky Squire. It looks good. Sword of the Sea. So to do a little bit of research on that game, it is by the same developer. Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat. It is by the same team who eventually ended up making like Journey and Abzu and The Pathless. So this is their next new game. And so I have a lot of high hopes because it just looks like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Journey.
I just saw the half pipe. I was like, tricks.
I just saw him do. I just saw him do the half pipe, and I was just like, "Here I am, turning older all the time." He's just going. He's just absolutely going. But it looks super beautiful, and that's kind of the thing about Journey, right? Is like, it's that kind of game where it's like maybe a 3-hour game, but that 3-hour adventure is so special because Journey is one of the best PS3 games, like, period. So I am very much looking forward to checking it out.
Got it.
Teardown looks garbage. Next. All right, to give it credit,
it's also coming to Xbox.
It also is coming to Xbox, but it's a PS5 timed exclusive.
All right.
Sword of the Sea is coming to Xbox, as far as I know.
That's good.
But like Teardown looked kind of dumpy. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of stinky. Like, I don't know about that game. Okay, I did not. Someone's got to let me know. Is this series really that good enough to get a third game?
Which one?
Cat Quest series.
Well, I played through one, and honestly, it is like they are like mobile games for sure. But
sure. Mobile game doesn't necessarily mean bad.
It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like it's kind of simplistic in its approach. Cat Quest 1 was really just like following a pretty simple adventure. There was some side quests here and there, then all that just is like all gets allotted to your like RPG like growth
Yeah,
throughout. So there was that. That's what initially like drew me, and also the fact that it was a physical at that point.
nice.
And I remember I stopped somewhere around Cat Quest 2 and just pretty much refines all that other stuff. So I would say it's good. I'm not sure if it's like up your alley, but
Hmm.
definitely just try out
It-
Cat Quest 1 and you'll see where like your opinion falls with it.
okay, because they revealed Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
That's coming to PS4, PS5, Series X, Xbox One, and Switch next
Nice.
year. So looking forward to it. It looks cool. I mean, like I like action RPGs, even if they're simplistic. I mean, I beat Ravenlock. That was a really simplistic one. But Ravenlock also has got a certain charm to it.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to think like there are a couple games that are just kind of like pretty simplistic control wise. There isn't a lot of depth to it, but at the same time if you look at like around yourself like as far as the world building, it's kind of there. It's kind of there.
Yeah.
I kind of
Okay.
like the I just kind of like the art style and just like the map of it because it really is it's almost like opening up the page. It's like the overworld of like the Winnie the Pooh areas, but like that's the actual world.
Yeah.
We just kind of like run around and you speak to NPCs like or just like let it all out. But
Well, I will definitely look into it. I'll
yeah,
give it a
yeah,
try.
yeah.
That sounds fun. The next one was probably Anaya's game of the show, for sure. And you know what? I would not blame them because once they said it was from the developers of Gris, I was like, "Oh, slow down! You got me. What is this?"
Mm.
And that would be Neva, and Neva looks stunning.
Is that's not the gameplay, right?
So here's the thing: it probably is.
What do you mean by that though?
If nobody has ever played Gris, Gris looks like that the whole way through, even if it's cutscenes, even if it's gameplay.
Hmm.
Gris has a very beautiful art style that doesn't let up. Like it always looks like that.
Interesting.
So the thing is, what you probably saw was a cutscene for sure, but the game's gonna look like that.
Like I understand on a visual like level, sure, but
It'll probably be a 2D platformer as like Gris was.
okay.
Yeah, it's probably gonna look like a 2D platformer just like Gris, but that art style right there, like there, it doesn't cut. You can't tell if it's a cutscene or not when you're playing the game.
Interesting.
That's how beautiful it looks.
Okay.
Neva looks really beautiful. I was not expecting to be sad boy hours when I watched that. That shit hurt my feelings. I had my good boy. I had my good boy next to me,
Oh no.
and I just looked at him and I was like, "Oh my god!" I just hugged him, and he looked at me like, "Get off me!"
Like what the hell, dude?
That one kind of hurt my feelings, but that game looks super cool. I do want to point out how interesting it is that this has been indie wise, it's a very, very digital or Devolver Digital like showcase with the indies. Three out of all of them are all Devolver Digital. That would be Neva, the Plucky Squire, and then one more that's going to come up in a little bit.
Okay.
So that's interesting. The next one is Revenant Hill. Again, once I found out who was making it, I was like, oh, okay, we got ourselves a good game. It's the same team who made Night in the Woods.
Oh, right. Because yeah, that art style looked very familiar.
So I don't know what the game's about.
Right.
I just know who's making it, so I'm like, okay, so it's probably going to be a good game.
It's probably good.
Yeah, it's probably good. Towers of, I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. Towers of
Aether?
Agasba. I don't know, dude. Indie version of the Tears of the Kingdom. It doesn't look that good.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah, it looked fine.
When they
It
bust out the
probably-
paraglider, and you're like, what the?
I think it's because it's coming out next year. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I would call it too, Mark.
Asthma?
I think they showed a little too early development. Like, I'm sure it might look a little bit better, hopefully, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
The Talos Principle 2. So I've
That
never
was
played the first.
interesting.
I've never played the first one. I've heard about it.
Same.
And from my understanding, it's kind of a puzzle game.
Almost
It's
puzzle storytelling.
yeah, and I mean like puzzle in where like they don't hold your hand, like you got to figure it out. So I like those kind of games, so I'm kind of interested to try it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up trying to find a physical copy of the first one. But yeah, that sounds cool too.
Well, if there
and
is
then
physical.
the last indie before we get to what's completely highlighted on this blog is Ultros. That game looked like an acid trip, dude. What the fuck was that?
Oh yeah.
I want to play it.
It screams like kind of Metroidvania, like roguelike.
Oh, it's totally Metroidvania.
But it's like, how do you like focus on the foreground character and not the background?
So the game has like the craziest art style, dude. It looks like an Adult Swim game. Like it's got like that kind of crazy like art style. And then on top of that, it is a Metroidvania. So it's a 2D platformer. He looks, the way his movement is, it looks exactly like Alucard from Symphony of the Night. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's that kind of Metroidvania.
Interesting.
I'm into it. So that looks kind of cool. As far as I know, it's PS5 only right now, but I think it might come to other consoles. We'll see. And then the highlights that they have here. We really did not need a Street Fighter 6 trailer. I mean, listen.
Maybe not.
The game looks great. I can't wait. It's in 2 weeks, dog. Like, we really did not need to see a trailer. Metal Gear, yep. Phantom Blade Zero looks sick, dude.
There was many times where I just needed them to chill out for a little bit, but they never did.
That game looks sick as fuck, boy. I was like, whoa, that probably is my game of the show. Like, I look at that game, dude, and I'm like, yo, I want to play this so bad. Yes, it's another samurai game. That's fine.
That's
I like
totally
samurais.
cool.
Give me as many samurai games on PS5 as possible. I'll take them.
Injected, please.
Injected into my fucking veins, dude. That game looks so good. I was like, there's no way this is like how you actually play the game. There's got to be a catch. There has to be a catch. But apparently it's being developed by a Chinese indie developer.
Ah, I see. Okay. That can be concerning for those who expect it to not be released in a long time, but we'll see.
Yeah, but we'll see. It looks really good. The very last two I want to talk about. Well, Spider-Man, we might go in a little more detail, but the last two I want to talk about.
Okay.
And I kind of want to bring up one before the other. So let's do this first. How the fuck is Cade alive? How the fuck is Cade 6 still alive? Justin, can you explain that to me?
No, I couldn't. I played like maybe.
Mark, are you in the chat?
I played hour 1 of Destiny 2, so this character is. I just saw him like, oh, I've seen him before.
Mark, are you in the chat? Can you explain to me how Cade 6 is still alive in Destiny? I need to know. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my boy Nathan Fillion. I'm glad he's coming back as Cade 6. So, thank you, Ghost Head.
The answer is we are creatively bankrupt. Okay.
Good answer. No, I mean, hey, look. What is cool about the trailer is that it's confirming the final expansion for the game. The final shape is what they're calling it.
The final shape.
Oh, Ghost Hand, get ready. I got a lot of things to say about that one in a minute. Yeah, like it's the final shape. Apparently there's a Destiny showcase coming up.
Huh?
In like a week or two.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, it was in there. It was in the text.
Okay.
So we're gonna find out what the final shape actually is. But my all right, I'm gonna just get this out of the way now. Let's just do it. I'm gonna rip the bandage off. So they played this trailer with this really crazy like techno music going on. I'm like, okay, I'm in this. I like this. And then it said Bungie, and I was like, slow down. What are you doing to me right now?
What's happening?
What is happening right now? And then the crazy bastards at Bungie actually did it. They are reviving the marathon series. Here's the thing, though.
The catch.
But there's a big catch. The more I started to look into it, the more I was like, oh no, I don't like where this is going. Here's the thing. Marathon's a big series. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Marathon was the most popular like boomer shooter series of all time. It wasn't. But they were the games that they were originally made before Halo. Like that's what they were known for, was Marathon. There's Marathon Durandal, and then Marathon. I'm trying to remember the third name. It's been a while. Hold up. I got it in front of me.
Got it.
Give me name of third game, please.
I'd have to look into what Marathon was originally. But I think you told me about that.
It looks like Doom. Kind of. So I like to describe.
So one thing I give it to them, says the Ghost Hand, is the current what was it? ARG they're doing seems to be going deep, which is appreciated.
Yeah. God, what is the third name? Oh, Infinity. It's Marathon Infinity. Thank you. So what makes them so special is that think like you're playing Doom, right? Because it's technically built on a modified Doom engine anyways. But there's so much lore and there's so much story, and the environment is crazy, like immersive. It's a sci-fi, like it's a sci-fi beauty in my opinion. Like it's such a good game. If you don't have a way to play it, get them on PC. If you don't have
looking into it.
Yeah, I don't know if they are available on like Steam or something, but
Marathon has also gone some legit deep hardcore sci-fi. Yeah,
it's
Mandalore Gaming has a great series of videos.
It's like I always like to tell people, Marathon is a series for people who like story in games, like hardcore, deep lore, and you want to build yourself around that world. It's just Doom. It's pretty much just Doom, but the actual like story around it is so crazy. It's so wild. I only actually have ever played Marathon Durandal, the second one. It's on Xbox.
Oh.
It is on the Xbox Live Arcade, and it is a backwards compatible game, so.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it is open source. Yeah, that is true. It's open source. You can just download it for free.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm actually planning on doing that soon, but because I want to play all three like properly on PC. But here's the catch. And then I as soon as I started digging into it, I was like, ain't no way Bungie about to do this to Marathon. Ain't no fucking way. It's really just Marathon in name, because it's a live service
already axed
PvP extraction shooter.
That's 3 strikes.
The new Marathon. Ooh, thank you for the link. I will use that later. The new Marathon is a live service PvP extraction shooter. For anybody who doesn't know what an extraction shooter is, it's like a battle royale, but the catch to it, or think what's that Tarkov game that's on PC?
I don't know actually.
Okay, let me rephrase this. It's essentially a battle royale, right? You go in there, you do whatever. You jump into the arena. If you die with the gear that you have on you, you lose that gear permanently.
Oh.
And I mean, this is gear you earn outside of the, like game and whatnot. Like, you collect gear in game, you keep it with you when you're out of the game. But if you die, you lose that gear permanently, and somebody can just snatch it up. Yeah, there you go. Escape from Tarkov. That's what the game is gonna be like. That's what I have been looking into and and discovering, it's that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It's fine. I don't care about the gameplay mode. I care that they're doing that to Marathon. God damn it! That's what hurts me. I really thought when they said Marathon, I was like, oh my god, is this like Bungie coming back to a huge single player like experience? Like, no fucking way! I can't believe that.
No, no, like no, bro. What do you think? They clearly have their own ideas these days. It's definitely changed.
I mean, Bungie is very, very good at telling a story in a multiplayer game, right? Look at Destiny. There's a lot of lore in Destiny. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens. So I don't think lore is my like storytelling is going to be my issue. I just don't want to play a live service PvP extraction shooter, man. I just don't. I don't want to do that. I don't want multiple expansions and the game's going to last like years and years.
I mean, not until they like fully announce it. I'm not sure we can really say that like Marathon actually will have like a full-fledged game to it.
Yeah, but I will say this, and this is the weird part. I feel like Sony's only letting this happen because they have to look good. Did you notice that Marathon's also on Xbox Series X?
A fair number of them are.
But that one's a little weird considering it's Bungie and Bungie's owned by PlayStation.
This is true.
If I was them, well, PC's kind of a given because they definitely have been putting a lot more effort into putting PC ports. They're not good, but they're putting them in. But Marathon is going to be on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and PC. So, what was the point of buying Bungie again?
Yeah, what? That's a.
I'm not even hating on like it being an exclusive. I have all three, and I love all three of my consoles. But like, huh? The fuck? It's a little weird. It's a little weird when you tell me you're buying it, and then the next game, big new Bungie game in years,
it's now
is not exclusive.
I couldn't really follow exactly the logic behind that one.
Yeah, Ghost Dan. I totally think that they might have another project, but the thing about Bungie is like they're a big team, so they could have multiple projects we don't know about. So,
but yeah, that's weird.
And yeah, fuck you guys for making it a PvP extraction shooter, man. And the trailer looks so cool too. That's the worst part. But again, it's a CGI trailer. They didn't even show that. I had to look into it. Why? That was the running theme for this like showcase. Was so many CGI trailers, dude. Nothing gameplay wise. It's really, really annoying because like that's what Xbox used to do back in the day. Why are we reverting back to this?
There's well, it's I have like one reasoning, and that would just be because like CGI sells as far as just like getting the initial appeal of people, and we're talking about like a grand general audience and not just like the very niche. Well, I shouldn't say very niche these days now, but just the niche core. Like we want to see gameplay audience. Like it should be something like appealing to like anyone who even like sees that on like their news feeds anywhere.
But here's the problem. If I think CGI trailers are cool for games that we already have an established like if it's an established IP and we already know what it's gonna be, cool. CGI trailers are fine. But if it's something new, like Marathon hasn't been talked about in years, and it's a new gameplay style, that should have been presented full in front, like, and not have mixed messaging for people like me who know Marathon and are like, holy shit, this is a new game in the series. And then, yeah.
I will say, yeah, Mark, I understand that there's definitely a much larger audience in the we must see gameplay audience, but it's like I can see it's kind of I'm kind of like basing this kind of more on where Final Fantasy 16 is going, where it's a little bit more like cinematic instead of like a deep dive, like disgustingly gross like JRPG like layout. It's definitely focused a lot more on like that presentation. Granted, that's Square Enix and other developers on their side doing this because they think that's the appealing like move. But I've just seen like CGI just like selling people like initially as far as getting like those view counts and just getting just general like discourse happening, like just remember that Witcher 3 like trailer like way back where it really was just, there was not really gameplay, but it was just like a really cool like shot like set piece of just like Geralt just going in on these dudes without
no, Mark, don't worry about me. I'm actually a little hungover, so like I thought I was gonna like throw up again, but I'm good. I'm getting better.
Okay.
I'm getting better.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Yeah.
No, he was asking if I'm having a heartburn, and I'm like, a little bit of a heartburn, but I'll just take some Tums in a little bit. It's fine. And he's saying, I miss the days when cinematics were more true to the gameplay. Yeah, because then we at least have a better idea or understanding of what it is.
Yeah, conceptually.
It's kind of like both for me, Mark. I have really bad acid reflexes, so personally, like, I hate the nights when I'm trying to sleep, and then it comes up creeping on me when I'm trying to sleep. Those nights, those are rough nights. I haven't had one, knock on wood, but I haven't had one in like a good couple months. So thank God.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been trying to eat a little bit better and try to keep that under control, because if I don't, oof, it's not fun.
I don't even know what that was. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. He said some kind of
gas with gun. Like, what would you call me?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know what you just said. Dosan, I will give Rockstar trash any day, but their trailers that essentially walk you through the mechanics and it's only revealed when it's ready to be shown in the game is the best. Yeah, I agree. When they did that for Red Dead Redemption 2, that was sick. That was Spider-Man.
I mean, yeah.
Because I mean, goddamn, that was 10 minutes of gameplay, dude.
That was like,
that's what I needed to see. That's exactly what I wanted.
They're ready this time. Like, I guess
Insomniac has been on fire on PS5, dude. Insomniac is Sony's best developer right now. Like, that's so wild. Within the last 3 years of PlayStation 5's life, they've at least put out one game each year, at least. I think they skipped last year. That was it.
Yeah, okay.
They had Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now we got Spider-Man 2. I need it. It looks so good.
It does look like really good. I talked about it earlier, but I was kind of
angry Sasuke Uchiha was great.
Angry Sasuke. Oh my god. The callback, but I'm super pleased with what they showed. I was, especially now that we're in the talks about like what a sequel should be in a video game, a la like Breath of the Wild versus Tears of the Kingdom, and I was really thinking about like Spider-Man, because a lot of people would probably say like, oh, I just want more web swinging, and that's probably just fine. And then they show this. You got like you fly through buildings so quick.
The flying stuff, dude.
And then they also added even more stuff on top of like every single aspect, whether it be the combat, the traversal, and also like the stealth stuff. Crazy stuff.
Ghost-Hand is asking, Insomniac, let's get a new Resistance. I agree. The Resistance was fun. Well, Resistance 2 and 3 were really good. I actually don't really care for number 1, but I get some games have to start somewhere. But 2 and 3 are pretty certified hood classics, so. Killzone, you ain't getting another Killzone. Guerrilla is way too busy with Horizon at this point to even care about Killzone. I wish, because like, here's the thing I don't understand about Sony, right? They're upset that if Xbox gets Activision, they get Call of Duty, right? But PlayStation has first-person shooters, established series. Killzone is like the closest thing you're gonna get to in multiplayer. Like, Why? Like, why won't you just make Killzone? That makes no sense.
I'm not sure how funds are distributed when it comes to like games like Call of Duty, for example, that are just like released on multiple platforms. Of course, there was the whole acquisition going on.
Killzone 2 and 3 were absolute bangers as well, dude.
But I was thinking
Resistance 2 and 3, and then Killzone 2 and 3. Those are bangers. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's fine. But I was just thinking that if the acquisition did go through, I think that would be that push for Sony to be like, hey, can we like get some hands to like work on like some of these IPs that we have been sitting on for a while?
For real. You want to know what's funny? I think Jim Ryan said that PlayStation is the #1 most recognizable brand of like IPs now.
Yeah.
Compared to Xbox and Nintendo?
We get Bungie to make a new Killzone. That's interesting.
Hey,
I wonder.
We're gonna talk about some dumpster fires in a little bit, but I do want to bring up another dumpster fire that was not present here, and apparently it has to do with Bungie. And I was like, whoa, they got Bungie consulting things now. That's kind of crazy.
Okay.
But I'll talk about it in a little bit. But yeah, dude, you want to know? I'm glad you brought up the idea of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Because Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 2 is exactly what I think it is. You still have Brooklyn. You're still in that area. But they're expanding it with Queens, the East River, and Manhattan?
And the sky, the depths.
No, but like they're adding more to the map instead of removing it. Because first of all, it would make no sense. It's New York. You can't change New York. It's not how it works. So it's cool that they're adding more areas to expand, and there's more areas now. Now you get to explore all of New York essentially, instead of it just being one specific part.
Oh yeah.
And that sounds really cool. Like I like that idea of expanding on the game. That's what a sequel needs to be, expanded on. That's all it needs to be.
No, I'm also on the same side as far as like you reutilizing a map as far as like the contextual stuff in the game. Like as you said, Phil, like it wouldn't make sense if you literally took things away or just changed like the terrain entirely.
Like the only way you can have that happen is if like, oh hey, this next Spider-Man takes place in California, and you're like, oh okay, why not?
There's
like,
a lot of running. It's a lot of running.
Spider-Man's wacky Rhode Island adventures. Like, okay, like sure. But you know, if you're gonna expand it, use what's around. Don't just use one little area. It's perfect. I'm really excited. To play Spider-Man 2. Final Fantasy 16 is still probably my favorite, like my most hyped up PS5 game, but Spider-Man 2 is creeping up there. It's close. But also, is that all we really have this year for PS5? Like exclusive wise?
Yeah, because if you actually really like take that list and do like a chart between what's exclusive and what isn't, but announced as like PlayStation 5, then it's just like
Final Fantasy,
Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
That's it. So I don't know.
Well, I guess we're talking just PlayStation 5, then yeah, I guess that's it.
Yo, that would be really cool. Since it's Kraven the Hunter, should be having a whole jungle area would be cool.
Oh, ooh. That'd be interesting to have to traverse like through that.
That'd be kind of wild. But I am excited. PlayStation show. Do we talk about the really dumb? Well, it's not dumb. You're probably gonna pick one up for review, and that's fine. The Project Q.
I'm not picking that up.
Oh, okay, good. I just want to make sure.
I was like, that is. What are you talking about? I have it right here.
Yeah. What are you talking?
It's right here.
Mine's just right here.
I got it right here, bro.
Yeah, I got Project Q right here. What are you talking about?
Here, I'll pull it up real quick. Yeah. So essentially, Project Q, design wise, really looks like a DualSense without the touchpad, and there's just a big old like iPad like stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
And
I'm assuming the touchpad's the touchpad's I would assume.
Probably also.
God, that would be a laggy. I'm so glad most games don't use it, because if they did, it'd be a very like laggy mess trying to have touchscreen controls on cloud gaming.
Yeah, the thing is that it functions to stream games like from your PlayStation 5, so they want you to buy that PlayStation 5 so bad, no matter what.
Mark, that's actually exactly what I was gonna get into. Don't worry about it. Hold up.
But yeah.
Yeah, Project Q and some earbuds. That's exactly what everyone
oh
wanted.
yeah, some earbuds.
That's exactly what everybody wanted. Thank you. Gotta get those Sony earbuds, baby.
God, what are they?
But yeah, it was okay. It was whatever. I think, again, personally for me, it was a 7 out of 10 for the presentation. I like a lot of the games because I also I'm really open to playing a lot of games. That's just how I am. But I won't sit here and lie to you. I don't give a goddamn about like Fair Games or Concord or.
You gotta be honest. You gotta be real about that.
Marathon, like it's still yet to be seen. Yeah, I don't really care about those.
Oh yeah, the full factions multiplayer thing.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. So yeah, and now that we're here, we might as well get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because where were all of other PlayStation Studio stuff? Like Death Stranding 2 is coming out this year, right?
Supposedly,
is it a 2023 game?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they did push it to like 2024 or something like that.
Because Death Stranding 2 is a PlayStation Studio game.
Yes.
What is Sucker Punch doing? What is Guerrilla working on the next game after Horizon's done?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I think I understand like Horizon more so because they just wrapped up on that.
Ghost Hand, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. We're gonna see Death Stranding at Summer Games Fest.
Ooh, you know what? That's fair.
My boy Jeff Keighley has to have his best friend on there. I totally forgot.
I forgot. Yeah,
you're right. I don't even know why I was worried about that. My bad. He's got to have his best friend on there. I'm not even hating. I love Jeff Keighley. He's funny. Has to have his Kojima-san feel. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a Jeff Keighley show without Kojima showing up. Come on.
This is true.
Or the fuck the Oscars. Fuck the Oscars.
Listen, his games are cooking though.
His game's fucking cooked though. Like
wait.
I ain't gonna lie. It Takes Two was fantastic. So I ain't even tripping. You know what? Fuck the Oscars. I'm with them.
Oh wait. Well, I was thinking about the Game Awards. I was thinking about the whole like last bit where they announced like the game of the year, and then like we had the guy who like jumped in there with the the Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Oh my god!
And I was just thinking like we are getting close to another Games Fest type of thing, and they might have like some kind of live presentation. Otherwise, it would be the Game Awards. Otherwise, so I was like, never mind.
Should we also finally see confirmation to Ghost of Tsushima PC port? From what I know, that already leaked, so it should be coming soon.
Yeah, they've been open with it. So aside from that, and like
there was a lot of PlayStation
Demon
Studios
Souls then
were not there and present at the show, and it's kind of a weird thing because like Spider-Man's carrying all of the PlayStation Studios this year. I will say I wouldn't expect Guerrilla to be there, especially since they just finished Burning Shores. So I guess there's that. But Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
where the hell was Naughty Dog?
Yeah,
there's so many companies that could have been there and they just weren't. And it's a little weird. Speaking of Naughty Dog, they did put out a release statement because they were being questioned like crazy. Like, why weren't you there? Like, how come we haven't seen this so-called Last of Us multiplayer factions that you've been teasing?
It's like Mark asking where Gabe's been.
And they're saying that it's just getting delayed. Like as let me actually find the real post. It's right here. Hold up.
Let me find it too. I wonder what setbacks are.
Here it is. It's right here. So, The Last of Us fans, we know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about our Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far. But as the development has continued, we realize what is best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as other games in development, including a brand new single-player experience, and we look forward to sharing more soon. We're grateful to our fantastic community for your support. Thank you for your passion for our games. It continues to drives us, Naughty Dog. So that came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, it's fine." And then the next report came out, and everyone is losing their shit. Because apparently, according to Bloomberg and some other like big sites, the Last of Us multiplayer got delayed because they asked Bungie for help, and Bungie looked at that game and said, "This is not going to be good."
Oh no. Bro, when you ask Bungie, they're like,
When Bungie is sitting here telling you this isn't going to be good, don't do it, you probably have a problem, dog.
That's not good. Uh-oh.
Bungie, like they're using Bungie as consultants now.
I mean, that makes sense, but also like that's also very concerning.
I mean, you know what? If you're gonna have a consultant for a live service game, you might as well get the ones who are good at it.
Yeah.
But still, if Bungie's over here telling you, "Yo, I don't know if that game's gonna be good," yikes. Now, new IP they didn't say new IP. I do want to reiterate that they're saying single player experience. That could mean so many things. It could mean a new Naughty Dog IP. God, I hope it's a new Naughty Dog IP. But really I also hope it's The Last of Us Part 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be so many things. Because here's the thing, and I think I've said this before, Naughty Dog is my favorite PlayStation studio. I think I love all of their games unapologetically. Like, they literally have never done anything wrong for me. Now, factions multiplayer could go wrong, yeah, but I also won't take that into consideration because it's just multiplayer, and I got my part 2. So I wasn't really a person who played factions in part 1 anyways. So
yeah, it was interesting that they kind of omitted from that in part 2, but this is me, so
yeah. So I think it's fine, but if there is a new IP, I would love to see where they go.
Get your Jack circle. Please.
I would love to see where they go. Get the Jack and Daxter circle going. Yeah, no, Ghost, I totally agree. I know that Factions 1 had a huge cult following. Like, people love it. I just never really got into it myself. But I'm not saying it's bad. I heard it's very good. I just personally didn't want to play Factions. It's just me. But I'm sure Factions multiplayer will be fine. It'll be good, especially if they do it like the way they did Factions 1. But it's a little weird that we're like 2 years. We're very far away from part 2 coming out already. Like, that game came out in 2020.
Wow, that is a while back now.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
Actually, yeah, let's look that up. Last of Us Part 2.
I think it was 2020.
2020. Yeah.
All right, June, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, I remember because that was a really fun experience picking that game up. But yeah, it's oh no, Ghost Hand, why would you put that in the air right now?
What's going on?
They said Factions would work super well as an extraction shooter. Oh God, they're retooling it for it, aren't they? I mean, they did ask Bungie for help,
and Bungie still said no.
And Bungie apparently said, no, it's not good. Don't do it. So apparently the rumor is that it's getting canceled, and that's why it hasn't been shown.
Well, I mean, that's going to still be the L that they'll take.
But officially, right? Officially, it's still happening. But on the down low, it might be canceled. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Speaking of dumpster fires, Golem sucks. Yo, that game is awful, dude. How did they let it? how did that even go? Like who fucking sat there and let that game go to production?
I like the idea of it, you know,
Same.
but I don't think we ever heard anything following up after the announcement of that, and at least I never followed the news, but you know, then the reviews come in, and yeah, you gotta wonder what's going on. Why did they?
It is so weird, dude. Like I was just like, bruh.
So who's developing
Who's
this?
Daedalic? I don't remember who it is. Just know that it's not good.
Okay. Did they consult with Bungie? They were like,
Did they consult Bungie? No.
don't release it, and they released
But
it anyway.
Dude, I saw gameplay and Smeagol doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, there's always my precious this, my precious that, but it takes place after the Hobbit, so he doesn't have the precious. So what the fuck is he asking for?
He doesn't have said precious.
What is he doing? You shut up. Good lord, dude, that was wild. What did you think about the PlayStation conference before we jump to these last two showcases real quick? They're shorter, so they're not going to be as long.
Gotcha. I think overall, I really liked what I saw, because I guess for me, I typically just kind of take everything I have no opinion for or dislike, and I just kind of put it off like on the side, and I just focus on the main things I like. And if it's just a handful, it's good. And for me, there was a fair handful of games I was looking forward to. Granted, they weren't like all PlayStation exclusive, but just games in general looking forward to. Just seeing how those like play out. So I thought overall it was a good conference.
Yeah,
showcase.
It was fine. It was okay, but I can totally see where people are a little upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I no one's right or wrong, and that's the problem. People were expecting this to be the fucking best showcase ever, and it just wasn't. So that's on you if you had your expectations that high.
I was also looking at what Ghost Hand was saying about like the company making a really good point and click adventure. So why wasn't it like just that? I think it's one of those things where like it would probably serve very well like that, but you don't really see a lot. You don't see a lot of point and clicks these days. So I think they may not want to do that.
What company made point and click games?
I guess for whoever's behind.
Dog?
No. I think we were talking about Gollum. So.
Oh yes, they did. Yeah, so they actually make a lot of great point and click games. What is that one series they're actually very well known for? Duronia?
Let me look at this.
I hear those are pretty good. Oh, you too. Yeah, he brought up LucasArts. I'm like holding this in my hand right now, and I'm like, yo, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Point and click adventure game by LucasArts and Double Fine. Yeah, exactly. Seriously though, like I kind of only touched about it earlier, but this game's fucking awesome, dude. This is, I have like the other two, like Full Throttle and Day of the Tentacle and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This is the GOAT though. Like this is like a 10 out of 10 game. I really love this game. The story of like you're the Grim Reaper, but being a Grim Reaper is actually a business, and so like it's not just you, and you're trying to make your quota and stuff, and then it has like the art style like Day of the Dead, or like in Spanish is Dia de los Muertos. Like that kind of stuff is super cool, and it's really cool. It's really charming. It's also a 3D game, so it's not really a 2D sprite one. I really love this game. I'm really glad to have it physically finally. And then it's on the proper home console Xbox. So
nice.
Yeah.
Lots of shots to Ghost Hand. Appreciate you chiming in and bringing us some feedback about.
Yep.
Pretty much all the games we've been talking about so far.
Let's do the Marvelous Showcase.
Okay.
There was definitely some interesting things in there. I was kind of shook. I was like, wow, this looks kind of cool.
Yeah, mind you, I didn't get to check this one out, but They've definitely posted what was announced.
Yeah, I'll run through it because all of the games except for the first one are in development. None of them actually had release dates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There was a new Loop 8 game that got announced. I don't know. I'm not typically into visual novels too much. So I don't know.
Okay.
So there was that. That's how they opened the show. And then
Okay.
they went into like this interesting little thing where they actually had developers talking about their games. So first one was a game that we actually saw at Nintendo's at the Nintendo Direct in February this year.
Okay.
And it is Fashion Dreamer.
Oh shit. Oh no.
Oh, you already know, buddy. It's Fashion Dreamer. So from here's my understanding. I brought this up back in February. I'm gonna bring it up again to reiterate.
Okay.
Apparently, the dude who's doing this was one of the original people who worked with Nintendo on Style Savvy. And I'm not that game doesn't appeal to me. It's not a game for me. But from my understanding, Style Savvy is a huge and popular fashion game. Like it is a very well made game. There's a reason Nintendo publishes them, and that's why there's Style Savvy music in Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a big deal. It just looks fine. I don't know. It says 2023. It's the only one that actually had a window. Then you got Project Magia. Magia. It's an upcoming project built around the theme of a new frontier. I'm reading this off the blog, by the way, from their website.
Got it.
The development team has partnered with the legendary illustrator and writer Hiro Mashima.
Oh, that one.
Of Fairy Tail, yep, to design the game's characters. Sharing a look at a few early designs. More details will be revealed later date as the development team works to brave this new frontier of Marvelous. So, sounds like an RPG with like a fairy tale art style. That's actually kind of cool. So
interesting.
The other one is called Project Life is RPG. Harkening back to influential RPGs from Japanese developers over the years, Project Life is RPG is a brand new IP from Marvelous. Director Itetsu Suzuki joined to share some of the team's inspirations behind the new title, built around the theme of life and all the ways it resembles an RPG. With the goal of building an original title all RPG fans will love, the team is working to capture the feeling of anticipation just before every great adventure. And they didn't really show a lot for these two games. They showed screenshots or they showed like development, like drawings and whatnot. So that was about it. But I think while Project Magia sounds cool, Project Life is an RPG. Oh, the art they showed is stunning, dude. If they're trying to do something that kind of reminisces, like kind of like looks like some of the older like Chrono Triggers and stuff like that, that'd be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Story of Seasons had an entire section. So they announced 2 new Story of Season games.
Oh,
if for people who don't know what Story of Seasons is, it is a big deal because it is the Harvest Moon series. It is the original Harvest Moon series. Before there's a lot of legal issues with Harvest Moon. Just know that Story of Seasons is the proper continuation of the series, and the Harvest Moon you know now is the IP owners doing their own thing. So Story of Seasons, we're getting a remake of A Wonderful Life this year. That is coming out on Switch this year. Switch and PS4 and Xbox. So, and that's a good one. That's a GameCube game. Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. From what I know, it's very good. Like it's a top tier Harvest Moon game. So we're getting a remake of that. That was already announced. What they announced was the next mainline game in the series. They haven't given it a name. They showed it off. It's got like really cool next gen features. And then they announced that they're making a game with multiplayer in mind. So think Stardew Valley, but you're playing together at all times.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much what it's going to be. And I'm like, that sounds kind of cool. I'm not really into farming games like that, but there's a whole crowd of people that love it. My wife is into those kinds of games. I actually do have Story of Seasons. I I have the Game Boy Advance game remake on Switch.
Hmm.
I gotta look at the name, but it's in here. So, cool. I mean, Story Seasons is a fun series. I people tell me it's very good. So yeah, more games is cool. The next one I do have a little bit more experience with. I haven't played 5. I need to pick up 5 soon so I can play it, but it is the spin-off to the Story of Seasons series, and that is Rune Factory. Rune Factory is literally Harvest Moon, but with RPG mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it more appealing to me, because then I'm exploring dungeons, I'm doing these things, but I'm also farming. Think what Harvestella is. That's what Rune Factory is originally. So we actually got 2 Rune Factory announcements. Again, we are getting Rune Factory 3 Special this year, which is a port of the DS game. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what they announced. They announced 2 games in the series. Rune Factory Project Dragon is not the actual name of the game, but that's what they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially a game that's going to take place in the East. And so it's like, it has a very Eastern Japanese vibe to it, which is something that the games don't even have. They have the anime style, but they don't have that samurais and like that kind of Eastern vibe that Japanese culture is known for. So they're actually going to do that. That is going to be a thing.
Okay.
For that, it's a spin-off to Rune Factory, so it's not a mainline. But then they also confirmed Rune Factory 6 is in development. So I was like, okay, so new Rune Factory games. That's what's up. And then I don't know if they ended it with a banger or not. I think it's a pretty okay. I didn't think they'd actually do that, but cool. They ended it with the announcement that the next game in this series is in development.
Mm.
And the first game is published by Nintendo on Switch. And that is Daemon Cross Machina Titanic Sion. I was like, holy shit, Daemon Cross Machina is getting a sequel?
I know.
What the fuck?
It was definitely one of those things where you looked at it and you're like, that's really cool. And then you may have played a little bit of it, but I don't know any success after the fact.
I don't remember it selling so well, but hey, I mean, Nintendo published it. Like, it's got their name on it. So I was like, whoa, we're getting a sequel? I mean, cool. I'll try it. I like Daemon Cross Machina. I don't know if I love it, but I like it. Mech games are always very interesting to me because I want to play them, and I never get good at them. I'm looking at you, Zone of the Enders. That was it for Marvelous. It was a smaller showcase. I'm a little disappointed because I got my hopes up thinking that they were
gonna, yeah.
Because if nobody knows, in America, Xseed and Marvelous own the rights to the older Falcon game, like English translations. So anything before Trails of Cold Steel 3 and anything before East 8. So they own all of those. And that's why I'm like, I really, really just wanted to see East Memories of Celceta on Switch. It's like it feels wrong that it's not there. I want better East games than that. But I mean, the fact that Memories of Celceta isn't even on Switch yet kills me. So,
well, as far as East games, I know that they want to kind of push that focus towards East like 10, and I'm not sure because we're talking about a game that has not even had like any localization yet, and it's more like it's coming out this year
in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan specifically. Yeah. So I'm not sure if there's.
Did you see it got a release date?
Yeah, somewhere September, I believe.
September. That's sooner than I thought. I thought it was like more like November.
Mm.
That's good, dude. The gameplay looks sick in that game. I was like, yo, we're going back to not necessarily only one person, but
yeah,
it feels a little bit easier to crowd control with only 2 people instead of 3.
Mm.
So that game looks fucking cool, dude. I'm a little skeptical of how it's going to run on Switch.
We'll see. But I think it might do just fine.
Yeah, I think it'll do fine. It doesn't look graphically heavy. There's a lot of mechanics going on is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I think they built this one with Switch in mind for the first time. So that's good. Because as much as I love East 8 and 9, the Switch ports are a little rough, but they're fine. They're totally playable, and that's how I beat them. So I am very much looking forward to East 10 Nordics. It looks so good. I need it. Like now, I need a confirmation that's coming to the West next year, please. And then also, while we're at it, can you confirm if East 3 is coming too? I would love them to confirm that.
Uh
Because they remade East the Ultimate Belgrana for
oh,
Switch.
right.
I would absolutely love that if it came over.
I don't know if there's any news about that ever since what we heard last time.
It released in April. So
Oh.
yeah, it's already out in Japan. It does the East Origins thing where like it bumps it to 60 frames per second. And it's the PSP game in its full entirety. And I want it. I want to play it now.
Yeah, I don't think we got anything new. But yeah, was there another one?
Last one, and it's one game.
Oh, okay.
It was an entire presentation for one game. So for people who don't know, Alone in the Dark is getting a remake this year, a reboot, so to speak. If nobody knows what Alone in the Dark is, it's actually a Resident Evil spinoff, or not spinoff, Resident Evil ripoff back in the day, but it was really good. It had its own ideas. It was really popular. One of the games is on NSO, actually.
I was gonna say, like, sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, the game Alone in the Dark Game Boy Color port is on NSO, which is really weird.
So funny.
But this new one looks like it's again ripping off Resident Evil in the best ways possible. It looks like Resident Evil 4 style gameplay. And the craziest thing, dude. So the game stars two legitimate actors. So we got Jodie Comer as Emily Hartwood. She's known for stuff like she was in Free Guy.
Oh, okay.
She was also in Killing Eve.
Okay.
And then playing the main dude himself, the Edward Carnegie, is being played by David Harbour.
Oh, sorry. I was like, I was trying to like look at the trailer, but like audio just played and I could not mute it.
No, you're good. It's David Harbour is playing the main character, the main guy. And he's the dude who played Red Guardian in Marvel's Black Widow. He was also Santa Claus in Violent Night. He's going to be in the new Gran Turismo movie. He's in Stranger Things. So he's a pretty prolific actor. I was like, God damn. They got big names for this game. That's cool. It looks good. I don't think anything looks wrong about it. It looks fun. It definitely looks a little bit more on the budget side, but I think it's fine. THQ. So good. Other than that, showcase stuff, that was it.
Gotcha. It's definitely a lot more than I anticipated for sure. Especially like Lone Dark was definitely just kind of like not what I was expecting. I haven't been following them specifically, but the fact is that this was something that a fair number of people were talking about after the fact, despite everything that happened this past week. Still very impressive. Let's see.
And we're not done. We still got all these showcases coming up. So
yeah, that's true.
Summer Games Fest has to happen. Xbox Showcase has to happen. I guess now we got a Destiny 2 showcase.
This is true. And we are really just like right at the corner of like June. So that's when it all pops off. And I think there's also a couple of things to look forward to in addition to presentations too.
The Mario games that came out in NSO.
Oh, yeah. We can talk about that.
Yeah, it's quick brief. They dropped 3 Mario games at once. That was kind of crazy. They dropped Super Mario Advance 1, Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World, and Super Mario Advance 3, Yoshi's Island.
Nice.
Cool. Like I played them on stream. It was very fun. Very nostalgic for me. I actually Yoshi's Island, that was the version I beat way back in the day. So it was that Game Boy Advance version. Wow, I do not remember some of the sound effects sounding like that. It was a little rough. It's a little rough. Like poor Game Boy Advance could not do what the Super Nintendo does with sound.
That's true.
But for all intents and purposes, it is the original. It's their games as they were, so that's cool. The reason they're interesting releases is because they're supposedly enhanced versions, right? Like there's a lot more content than the original games ever had. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy because you have Super Mario Advance 1, right? It's Super Mario Brothers 2. Or for people who don't know, it's Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah.
That game adds advanced coins to find in the levels, so that you actually have to try and get those instead of just running the levels like normal. I mean, you still could, but you don't get the 100%. Mission mode is a thing when you beat the game, and then you can start. I remember how you look for the Yoshis, by the way. It is really tough. The Yoshis are not in plain sight. You know how you use the potion to make the red door pop up?
Yeah.
And then you get the mushroom on the other side of the world? They're hidden in those. So you have to know where the red potions are and know where to throw it, or else you're not going to get the Yoshi. That's really tough. I forgot all about that. I popped in my Game Boy Advance card just to like remind myself. Good Lord. That's tough. So that game has that. And then Super Mario World, so Mario Advance 2, is the one with the least amount of changes, but and you play as Luigi. Luigi has Luigi physics, which is new for that game. So if you want to play Mario World in a slightly different way, where you jump higher, but you're a little bit more slippery, more loose on the controls, there's that. And then Yoshi's Island, again, subtle differences, like voice acting, which is really funny. All the games have voice acting. It's really funny. Especially Mario Advance 1, which not shut the hell up. Dude, Birdo, this is as far as you go. Like, or Mountain, or the mouse boss.
I heard a little bit of that.
That was like, hey, what you doing? Like, whoa, slow down,
dude. Don't
talk to me like that. And then, but Yoshi's Island has different voices. The music's not as good as the original, but it has extra levels that are not in the original game. Like they're bonus levels. You have to unlock them. And so there's like 6 worlds. So six new levels. That's really cool. And it gives you an actual incentive to play it on Game Boy Advance. Another thing is they all have Mario Brothers Arcade. Every single one of those games has Mario Brothers Arcade. And I mean, that's the best version of Mario Brothers Arcade. It's the absolute goated version. It's really good. And all of them physically, like not on NSO, because on NSO, the way they have it set up is if you're going to play multiplayer, it has to be the same game. But physically, if you own any of those carts, Mario Advance 1 to 4 or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, you could essentially play multiplayer with any of those cards, which is genius.
Smart.
It's
the same thing. So it's like the fact that NSO can just like simply connect it because, you know, they're exact just from different like quote unquote cartridges works.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping to see more things like that. Overall, the update was good for single player stuff. It's not really good for multiplayer since we already had the multiplayer there. Because we already had Mario Advance 4 and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So it's like, okay. I still really hope that we get the Link to the Past port. Not because of Link to the Past, because that version is not as good as the Super Nintendo version, but it is the fact that it has 4 swords. And I would love to try and play 4 swords on a stream with like you guys. That'd be really interesting. So that would be cool. And then Kirby and the Amazing Mirror has multiplayer. That's really cool too. F-Zero is confirmed for it, so that has multiplayer. Like, I want more multiplayer games, and this is cool for me because growing up, I didn't use the link cable for multiplayer. I used it for Pokemon, and then that was it. So like I didn't get to experience these multiplayer like modes. Like when we played Mario Kart Super Circuit the other day, or like way back when it started,
Yeah.
that was my first time playing that game multiplayer ever.
Ugh.
I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, so good. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of NSO. But Nintendo doesn't really have any games next month, so I personally think they should be dropping bigger NSO updates next month.
Oh, okay.
That way they can fill out the gap between Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4.
I'm gonna have to ask the obligatory question, but Nintendo Direct?
I would logically speaking, they've always done one in June, right?
Right.
I just don't know. I don't like saying yes, I think so, and then we're all wrong. I'll give you the safest prediction possible.
Okay.
There probably will be one, but I don't think it's going to be a normal direct. I think it's going to be a direct mini or a third party showcase.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think it's going to be a normal balls to the wall. Look how many games we're throwing at you, Nintendo Direct. If anything, here's another prediction. If anything, they can drop, because I know that we're long overdue for the Mario Kart tracks for Wave 5.
True.
We still need to get those. And then if they do what they did with Metroid Prime, and they all of a sudden drop Metroid Prime 2 remastered, I could see that happening as well.
Okay.
So if you give me Metroid Prime 2 remastered and then Mario Kart tracks this month, all right. This month, next month, cool with me. But I think we might get one. I just don't think it's gonna be one that everyone's gonna like. It's not the big Nintendo Direct people want.
Yeah. Fair. That's fair.
Yep. But all right. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Guys, it's been real. Phil, it's been real. And I guess by the time we jump in next time, it is going to be June. So maybe we'll actually just get some announcements, just at least as far as like the prep stuff for it. Mm-hmm. When's the Xbox showcase? That's on a Sunday. 11th. June 11th. Okay, so gotcha.
Sunday at 10 in the morning, and then when the showcase ends, it goes right into the Starfield Direct.
Right. So that's a few weeks. We'll probably discuss plans on how we're going to cover that later. But yeah, for now, we'll go ahead and call it here.
We should figure out trying to get breakfast in the morning and then have it ready to go and then chilling. We're just chilling. That's an hour and a half showcase, so that's not including Starfield.
Yeah.
We do have one confirmation for the show. What's going to be there? It's Forza. Forza Motorsport has confirmed that they are going to show up to the show. Okay. And I like that they detailed this now because they're saying that you're going to see a new trailer at the showcase, but the gameplay is going to be 2 days after. So let's not waste time. We know what Forza is. I want a release date is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So good. Well, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we'll definitely get updates as to other events as well following, most likely by the weekend of like June. So the first weekend. So we'll see how things play out. But for now, we'll go ahead and call it here. Guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 460. My name is Justin.
And I'm Philip.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.